Hi everyone, and welcome to my very first Q&A. I'm going to try and answer as many questions as I possibly can. Yeah, let's just get right on with it. First question. All of my songs, they all sort of come together in different ways. I will say, when it comes to melodies, I tend to write my best stuff when I'm cleaning. When I'm cleaning, I'm always singing, and sometimes I'm just singing complete and utter nonsensical things, and that tends to be where great melodies come from. So when I have a good melody in my head, I sort of quickly record it on my iPad or my phone or something, and just so I don't forget it, because the minute I start doing something else and then the melody's gone and I'm thinking, God, what was that really great melody I had in my head? So that's where melodies come from. And if you're talking about more like the song process, once I start working on a song, it can take anything from like a week to 2 weeks, depending on how complicated it is. I'm not really a very technical musician. Like I don't know how to read music, and I'm not trained or anything. So when it comes to the editing and the music side of it, that tends to be the part that takes the longest. Like the vocal stuff, I can get done in a couple of hours, but the music side of it is the part that I tend to take longer with, and tends to cause me a bit more frustration. But it's always good in the end. Always worth it. So yeah, that's the answer for that one. Every time I step into a wardrobe, I'm always wishing for Narnia to be there, but it never is, and I don't think it ever will be. But I still wish for it. I stopped crawling down rabbit holes a little while ago because Wonderland was just never there. And it just really messes up your clothes, I just kept ruining outfits, so I had to kind of stop that. But yeah, Narnia. Still haven't been. I've loved a lot of different artists growing up. My mum and dad had very different musical tastes. My dad was very into classical music, and my mum was very into a bit of everything, pop and rock and all sorts. So I grew up hearing lots of different music. But I think vocally, the ones that stand out for me were people like Lorena McKennitt, Enya, Celine Dion, Dolly Parton, Barbra Streisand, Kate Bush, and sort of as I got older, I got into artists like Alanis Morissette. She was big. She was really big for me when I got into her. She was her album Jagged Little Pill was just one of my favourite albums. When I was an angry teenager, I loved that album. I still love that album. It's a brilliant album. But yeah, I think they've all sort of influenced me in certain ways. They've all inspired different parts of my own music. But they're all fabulous divas with big, different, unique voices. Those are the main ones I can think of, but there have been tons and tons, so I'll have to make a list and share it on Facebook. I have a lot of fears. Most of them are just, regular old, I don't want to die alone or be in pain or anything like that, but they're sort of like a given. I think the weirdest one for me, my weirdest fear is fish, actually. I don't mind seeing them in tanks and stuff, and I wouldn't want to hurt one or anything. like they're fine, like if they're not near me. I find I don't want them to touch me. I have this weird thing about water where there's fish, like a pond or a lake or the sea or something. If they're, oh, just the thought of them like touching my my legs, I can't even think about it without going all squirmy. No, fish. And I don't like to eat fish either. I'm just, ooh, everything about fish. I don't like their scales, I don't like the way they smell. I can't walk through the fishy part at the market because that smell is just vomit inducing. No, fish. That's my biggest thing. Blah. I really wanted to answer this question because yes, I absolutely love Nick Cave. I think he is fantastic. I really like the work he did on a couple of films. I collect film soundtracks. I've got a real love for film soundtracks, and he did two called The Assassination of Jesse James. I think that starred like Brad Pitt in that, and a film called The Proposition. And they're both just fantastic albums. Just so beautiful, so emotive. He's just an amazing artist, you know. He also has a lot of work on the Peaky Blinders soundtrack. That's a brilliant TV series, if anyone watches that. It's a British series. The opening theme is his Red Right Hand, which is again is just such an amazing song. Everything he does is brilliant. It's just so full of narrative, and it's he's like a real storyteller with his music. I love his songs. I really love his songs. So am I a Nick Cave fan? Yes, I absolutely am. Getting into my music, it wasn't, I don't think it was like a really conscious thing. You know, it's always been a love of mine. I love music so much, and I love listening to it. I love playing around with my piano and messing about with music and doing, sorry, it's my cat, I used to love doing, you know, open mic nights and things like that. But I got quite ill a couple of years ago, and I wasn't really able to work, and I started uploading, you know, songs onto YouTube, and they were getting, you know, a few number of hits, and I did a song with Celtic Borders, my first Game of Thrones song that I wrote, and we collaborated on it together, and they sort of came in and did their own little Celtic bits, and that just did really, really, really well, and then it just sort of went from there, really, and I just started uploading more and more of my stuff, and sort of really enjoying the fact that people were liking it, and it's just led to this. So yeah, it's been fantastic, but it's not, I don't think it was something that was ever like a conscious decision. It was just something that really just happened for me because I loved what I was doing, and I think that's the best way to get into something, you know. You just gotta do what you love, and hopefully it will lead you to something great. So yeah. Have I seen rain? Oh my god, okay. I don't want to come across like a snob or anything. I understand everyone likes different things, and that's fine. And the thing is, my problem with rain, and I don't need stuff to be historically accurate. You know, I think for entertainment purposes, it's fine to epic something up, or to you know, make something a bit more cinematic. I think that's just the way TV and films and books and everything, that's the way we are. We like to enhance stuff, and that's great. But my problem with rain is, it's just, I don't understand it at all. It's like Twilight set, but not set in the Tudor period. And I say, it just confuses me. I don't even know if it's even meant to be in the Tudor period. The costumes are so bizarre, like they look like they're all wearing prom dresses or something, and they have these little tiaras, and oh no, I can't be doing with it. It's just not right for me, unfortunately. I kind of need my shows to have a bit of grit and a bit of, you know, substance, and I don't think Rain really has that. But a lot of people do like it, and you know, each to their own at the end of the day. It's just unfortunately really not my thing. So I have seen it. I did watch a few episodes of the first series, but it just didn't really grab me, unfortunately. So yeah, there we go. That's my problem with Rain. The only thing I can sort of think of is maybe, you know, getting through my illness that I had a couple of years ago, orthostatic intolerance / POTS was this thing that I had, which causes fainting and just general feeling just awful, just tired and nauseous and you know, dizzy all the time. It was hideous, really hideous, and I had to go through the worst battle to get healthy again. You know, all I wanted to do was lie on the sofa and die, and I just felt horrible, but I had to actually go to physio every day. I had to change my whole life. I had to eat better and get healthy, and it took sort of a good couple of years, but I'm here now, and I feel healthy and brilliant, and I'm doing what I love. I mean, so that, for me, that feels like a pretty big, you know, looking back on it, that's probably my biggest battle. I don't know if it's epic enough for you. I don't know if I really have anything else that I can think of has been very epic in my life. That might be it. I use a program called Mixcraft Pro 6. It's fantastic for what I want to do. There is a lot of fancier schmancier stuff out there, but for me it's Mixcraft always. I just find it so much easier to use. It's really self-explanatory. There's not too much scary stuff going on with it. Plus the support staff are just fantastic. You know, every time I've had a problem or a crash or anything, they've always been really quick to respond, really friendly, really helpful. Yeah, so if anyone's looking to get into music and wants like a good piece of software to start with, I would say Mixcraft. I think you also asked me what do I use when editing. Sony Vegas. Again, I just find it so much easier than some of the other stuff out there. There's a Final Cut Pro, but I've always loved Sony Vegas. I just think it's brilliant. Plus, you'll find loads and loads of YouTube tutorials for Sony Vegas. So yeah, that's what I use. Favorite TV shows? I would probably say Game of Thrones, Hannibal, The Tudors, Outlander, and Peaky Blinders, I think. There's a lot of TV shows that I love, and I've probably forgotten a lot of them. But those are the ones I can think of on the top of my head. And you also asked, what's my main inspiration when writing and singing an original song? Well, it's my main inspiration. It changes every time. You know, it can be a book I've read, it can be a movie I've just seen, it can be I don't know, like it just sort of always comes from a different place every time, you know. So much stuff I'm passionate about can be, you know, a game I've played, or you know, a piece of history that I'm currently obsessed with. It does vary every time, but I will say most of my stuff tends to be you know, it comes from a very cinematic place. You know, I'm a big sort of movie, TV show junkie, and I sort of binge watch stuff, and I always sort of like to give my music that kind of cinematic edge, like it could be in the movie or be in the TV show, or running on the end credits or something. You know, I always love end credit songs, and I kind of think that's where I like to go with my own music. I always like my music to sound like something that's playing on the end credits of a TV show or something. So that's a little bit. I hope that explains a little bit. It's a bit jumbled, but yeah, that's kind of where my inspiration comes from, I think. I do everything myself. I do all my own music and all my own vocals and my harmonies, which is why it can take quite a while for me to get my songs finished and perfected. But yeah, I do everything myself. It can be a bit of a frustrating process because, like I said, it's I'm not like a technical musician. I don't read music. But I do like to do everything myself, if possible. Oh, you can't ask me that. I want a pet dragon and a pet direwolf. I don't think I could pick between them. They're both completely awesome, epic pets. Not as epic as my cat though, who's currently pretending not to scratch the sofa. Do you want to see? Hang on. Yes, we see you, Mr. Poos. You're not scratching the sofa, are you? No, he's not. Not now anyway, he was. Pretty much all of my songs, I know I could do a better job. Or I feel I could do a better job if I did them again now, because I think that's just the way of making art, you know? You put it out there and then you hear it down the line and you think, oh geez, and then you start hearing all the flaws, but then that's kind of how I am anyway. I'm such a massive perfectionist. I can't really listen to my songs once they're out there, because I just pick them apart. I pick at them and pick at them and pick at them, and I hate things about it. You know, once I'm done with a song or done with an album, I try not to go back to it really, just because it frustrates the hell out of me. So yeah, pretty much all of my songs I would like to do again if I could go back in time and do them again. What will happen to me? The thing, Anne Boleyn, that album, that was just really born out of a real passion and love for the subject. You know, I've been long fascinated with Anne Boleyn and her life, and you know, King Henry and his wives, just that general Tudor period. And all of my songs, they're always born out of an obsession for the subject, or a passion for something, and Anne Boleyn has long been an obsession and a passion of mine. And it was an album I'd sort of toyed with the idea of making for a long time, and that year I just decided I was going to do it. So I started working on it. I think the first song I wrote was The Raven, and then Elizabeth's Lullaby, and it just kind of grew from there. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of that album actually. It was a really lovely one to work on. So yeah, it was just a real passion for Anne, you know, there's no other way to say it really. The drive behind my music, it's just passion, you know, it's just for whatever I'm singing about or writing about, whether it's a movie or a book I've read, or a piece of history, or you know, something. It's just I have like all of this energy. When I get passionate about something, I get real zingy and tingly, and I need to sort of be able to channel that somewhere, and so it always goes into music for me. And you know, if I love the subject and I'm deeply passionate and obsessed with it, then the music will just come. It just comes really easily. If I'm not so into it and I have to kind of force the lyrics out, then you know, the song very rarely gets made. It will just, I kill it. You know, it's not. I can't work on something I'm not really loving. So yeah, with all my songs, it's just usually born out of an obsession. Outlander, yeah, I love Outlander. I definitely want to do some more songs, Outlander themed. I'm kind of waiting till April till they start showing the series again, the second half of the first season. I've only read, I bought the book, and I read it and I loved it. Well, I say I read it, I've only read up to the part where the series has left it from now. Because I kind of don't really want to know what happens. Like I'm kind of enjoying watching the series and not knowing what's around the corner. So yeah, I haven't actually finished the book, so I haven't got any new inspirations yet for any more songs, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more song inspirations with the next half of the season. So yes, do expect some more Outlander stuff. It's kind of why I made a playlist on my YouTube channel, an Outlander playlist, because I'm pretty certain I'm going to be adding a lot more music to that. So watch this space. And about the walls it goes. I did do some work with a band, Celtic Borders, a Celtic band over in the States. We did a few songs together, and I loved it. I love working with other people. It's really inspiring. The touring thing, you know, I get asked this a lot. It's not really on my cards. And let me explain to you. I've got a vocal thing that I've had for the past couple of years, and it's just like this weird thing called LPR, which kind of causes my voice to be really inconsistent from day to day. So, you know, some days I'll have a really strong, great singing voice, and other days I sound really husky and I really struggle to hit certain notes. And I think, you know, just because my voice is so inconsistent, I'm not really sure how it would work in a sort of touring kind of way, you know, because I couldn't always guarantee my voice would work great on the night. And also I find the more I use my voice, the more I sing, the more it tends to start having problems. So I think touring for me at the minute is not really on the cards. But never say never. I don't know how my voice is going to be down the line. I did see a speech therapist for a while about it, and she taught me some. Sorry, I got itchy nose. She taught me some vocal warm-ups to do before I do recording, and some breathing techniques as well. Because also apparently I don't breathe properly. if that makes sense. I hold a lot of tension in my shoulders and in my stomach, and I don't tend to relax very well when I breathe, so I'm sort of not breathing fully into my diaphragm. So I've had to sort of teach myself how to breathe again. So the touring thing for now is really not on the cards, but you know, I don't want to say never ever, because you know, life throws you curveballs. You don't really know what's going to happen down the line, so we'll see, but at the minute probably not. I love Maluka. I think she's fantastic. You know, she's done so well with her music. I don't really know her personally. I think I said something once on her Facebook page and she replied, and that was my fangirl moment. I got a bit excited about that, but I haven't actually had a proper conversation with her. I I don't know about collabs at the minute. I think she might be a little bit too, what's the word, popular, famous, you know. I don't know if she would really want to do something with me. So I don't know. I'm too shy to approach people, that's my problem. I get a bit kind of daunted by other people's, you know, like really successful people. I just sort of feel a bit kind of a bit shy. So yeah, who knows? I mean, I would love to, obviously, you know, working with Malika would be unbelievable. You know, she's fantastic and I love her voice and I love her music. But we'll have to wait and see on that one, so. The most annoying sound in the world, oh my god, there is a lot of, I've got this thing, I think it's got a name where you don't like certain sounds, like certain soft sounds, like they make you really angry, and my thing is people eating. If I hear people eating, all that lip smacking and slurping tea, scratching forks and knives on the plate and making that om nom 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 sound. Oh my god, I get really angry. I can't listen to people eating. I can't sit at a dinner table with people when it's silent. There has to be like a TV on or the music on or something in the background because it would just drive me insane. My sister is a really loud eater and it used to drive me up the wall. See, I can't stand that. And also the noise I can't stand is that gulping noise when someone's really, really thirsty and they make that unk, 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 unk sound, and you can hear their teeth clackering on the glass. That drives me up the wall. And snoring, and Nick snores. I can't stand that noise. He snores like a warthog, and that is annoying. There's a lot of noises that annoy me actually. Yeah, there you go. I have a few places in history that I want to go to. Like, there is a lot of different eras that I'm fascinated with. I think the main ones, though, I mean, I'd love to go and see like a medieval London. You know, seeing it when it's just starting out and all those gorgeous little medieval buildings and that, and all the boats on the Thames, and I'd like to also fast forward and see Victorian London as well, because I'd love to go, I've got a real thing for the Dickensian London, you know. I love all that. One of my favourite films growing up was Oliver, the musical, and I just love the look. I know it's not like that. I know if I went back in time, they're not all going to be prancing around and singing happy songs. But I just love Dickensian London, and you know, I'd love to go to Whitechapel and find out who Jack the Ripper was. I'm going to stand there and wait and wait for him and uncover him. Yeah, there's a few places I'd like to go to. Tudor England, anywhere in England in the Tudor times. I'd like to go and see. I was going to say the Battle of Culloden, but then I thought actually that would be pretty depressing. You know, I'm fascinated with the Battle of Culloden, but I don't think I'd actually want to see it, just because it was a really horrific war. I mean, all wars are, obviously, but that was a particularly horrible one with lots of children fighting. I think the problem is I have a very sometimes a romanticised idea of history, so I think if I went back to these places I'd be in for a pretty big shock that, you know, it's not how I quite pictured it in my mind. Probably a lot smellier than I imagine it to be. Not many people took baths or brushed their teeth, or you know, I think it would be quite hideous actually, but nevertheless I would love to go back in time. I'd love to travel back in time, it'd be amazing. Oh, I'd love to see Titanic going off on her maiden voyage. I'd love to be in Southampton on that day and see that incredible ship, you know, and also maybe try and stop them from sailing, maybe deter them, maybe make them go on a different day or something. That's also a problem, isn't it? That you probably try and meddle in it too much because you know what you know. So I mean, I don't know, maybe I would be a bad person to do time travelling because I would be too meddling. But yeah, so there's my eras that I would like to travel to. I've always been singing since I was little. I really can't remember a time when I wasn't singing, or as my parents, everyone used to call it yodeling when I was a girl, because I used to try and sound. My favourite Disney film was Sleeping Beauty. Growing up, I loved that film. I still love that film. It's so gothic. It's beautiful. But I used to try and do her song when she's in the woods and she's singing, she's trilling with her voice. I used to try and do that a lot around the house, which used to annoy people a lot. And then obviously Little Mermaid came out, and then I was obsessed with her and started doing Part of Your World and all of that. So I think Disney was a big part of me wanting to sing. You know, I always wanted to sound like Aurora or Ariel. Yeah. So yeah, I can't. Again, it's never something that I've been trained for. It's just something I've always been doing. So I guess, you know, the more you do something, practice it, you just sort of naturally get better at it. Or maybe there's another singer in my family that I'm not aware of down the family tree. I really don't know. But yeah. What do I miss about the UK? I miss lots of things about the UK. I love the UK. I miss cold Christmases, even though I'm actually getting quite used to the summery Christmases here. I quite enjoy the one just gone. It's beautiful weather here at the minute. The things I miss the most, the really silly things, are things like I miss crisps, like hula hoops, and what are the ones called? The bacon fry things. They're lovely. You always get them in the pubs. I love those. I miss my family really, and I miss castles. I really miss historical places. You know, Australia is such a new country, so I really miss all the sort of history of the UK. You know, we're steeped in it. You know, we've got old Roman forts and standing stones and castles and loads of cool places to go and visit, and we don't really have that over here, so I miss the history probably the most, actually, probably even a little bit more than hula hoops. My favourite book as a child was The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, part of the Narnia Chronicles. Love that book. Love that book. That book inspired me so much. I love Narnia and Aslan and the White Witch and all the bit where she's giving him the Turkish delights. Oh, I don't even really, you know, I don't remember really liking Turkish delight as a kid or even trying it, but I always wanted some, you know, after reading that chapter. So yeah, that was definitely my favourite book. I read that and reread that over and over and over again. My favourite book now is, you know, I do love the fantasy books and everything, but the book that I find that I've been rereading a lot is actually a book called Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt, and it's a memoir of a little boy's sort of poverty-stricken life growing up in 1930s Limerick in Ireland, and it's just beautiful. It's just, oh, it's so like it's for me it's like having a hug, you know. It's so warm and sad, but it's sad, but in this kind of really beautiful kind of way. You know, he's so full of humour and so much spirit and fight, and he never seems to be a victim in all of this sort of poverty and everything he has to go through. It's just a beautiful book, and if anyone fancies something new to read who hasn't read it, I do urge you to read it. It's a really, really lovely book, and it's quite enlightening as to what some people went through, you know, in that time in Ireland. Is just amazing. So yeah, those are my two favourite books. Well, actually, I'm just about to turn 30 on Wednesday, the 14th of January. So yeah, I am now officially 30 years old and my youth is gone. So now it's just skidding into the grave. No, it's great. It's great. I'm in a really great place in my life now, and hopefully I don't look too crinkly, but there you go. So I don't mind people asking my age at all. I'm 30. Okay, this is actually a really hard question for me. At a push, I'd maybe say Aragon, but then I love Gollum as well, and Pippin, and Merry, and Sam, and Boromir, and Gandalf. No, I actually can't pick just one. It's like trying to pick a favourite Lindt chocolate truffle out of the box. I haven't got a favourite. I haven't got a favourite Lord of the Rings character. No, I can't do it. Cannot be done. Insane question. No. Okay everyone, it's getting really hot in this room now, so I think I'm gonna go and stick my head into a cold shower. So thank you everyone for your fantastic questions, and hopefully the next time I see you it will be with a new song. So yeah, thank you very much, and Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. Yeah, thank you very much. See you later. Bye.